Shake, Rattle, and Troll, a show for the serious fishermen, as well as the novice looking for tips from the pros. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don McDowell.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Welcome to the Sunday edition of Shake, Rattle, and Troll in-house with us. Back from the woods, victorious, JK.
Good morning,
affectionately known as Special K, man. President of ADA Safeguard Business Systems, and thank you for the bagels.
You're welcome.
He has emerged victorious from his archery hunt, let's say. And we have another very special guest, Justin Henry. We're going to talk about Stand Up for Veterans coming down on the 28th over at Glendale Community College at the Student Union Building. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Nice. Hey, well, welcome to the show, man. I want to thank you for doing what you do. We'll get into that. We're going to be talking to John Sneed, All-Star Team Tournament Director. See what's up for next year with the All-Star group. James Guggenauer is going to call in and talk about the elk bugling in his backyard right off the balcony.
Less one.
Yeah, less one. No moths. And then we're going to go fishing over to San Diego with Ricky over at the tackle shop at H&M Landing. They're still lighting up over there. Day and a half boats. 2 boats were out yesterday. 47 anglers. These guys had a heyday. Started off, somebody caught and released a marlin, which is unusual for this time of year. 39 yellowfin, 13 bluefin, 53 yellowtail, and some of the better table fare, 37 Dorado. The day boats had 5 boats out, 70 anglers. Oh, man, they had 130 yellowfin, which is, those guys have to be in close. They got to be within 60, 80 miles. 45 Dorado, 86 bluefin tuna, 134 yellowtail. In close, 2 skipjack went to the bag. So, not a good sign. The better news on that, JK, is the day and a half boats aren't whacking the skipjack. So.
Perfect.
Hopefully there's just a little rush. You know, the point guard's coming, so
yeah.
we'll see what's that. All right, let's get to it. You read the book, you watched the film, and you went in the woods, and what happened? What's that in the back of your truck?
I'm going to call this one my redemption bull. Obviously, you knew during the last week and a half we'd chatted a few times. I'd passed on a number of bulls.
I don't get that, but, you know, we took a boat at the AZSFWC Board of Directors, and let's just say we were going to kick your butt if you did it again, because he did what? Well, yeah.
I saw a lot of good bulls. I saw two tremendous bulls that were in the 380 class that I would have just died for. But unfortunately, they were on the other side of the fence, which meant they were in the Indian Nation known as the White Mountain Apache Tribe. And I wasn't even going to think about that. And now I tried being as seductive as possible and bringing them across, but they were having none of that. They know as soon as first light hits that they're crossing the border. And twice I was within less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
That's how close I was to getting them. The other bulls, I was in 2 fighting bulls. It just didn't happen. I could have drawn on either one of the fighting bulls when they finally broke off.
Did they know you were there?
No, had no clue.
They were just engaged in...
Oh, yeah. They were snot kicking, just stomping each other. And
I'll tell you what, for you guys that haven't ever seen that up close and personal, there is not another sight on the planet like that.
No, you get 200, 800-pound animals that are just bent on kicking the crap out of each other.
Do you hunt, Justin?
No, unfortunately, I don't have the time to.
Do you fish?
I did as a kid. But
not anymore?
Not anymore.
I don't believe we have really anything to discuss. Hey, thanks for
nice stopping by. It's really nice to meet you, Justin.
Okay.
At any rate, it was this bull I shot at probably 7:45 in the morning, and it was an ill-advised shot, if I do say so myself. I shouldn't have done it. But he and I were in a stare-down. He came around a tree. He was coming in perfectly broadside, and then he just, for whatever reason, wheeled and looked at me, and I was already at full draw. And he wouldn't budge, and I held for close to 30 seconds. And I thought, you know what? That's still a target at 35 yards. I can probably put it right there in the brisket. Yeah. And instead, it dropped low, and it blew out its front leg. And we followed it for 2.5 miles before I finally caught him. I ran him down.
Wow.
Yep.
You go uphill or downhill?
Uphill. He went uphill the whole way.
That's unusual.
Oh, yeah. Once he started going uphill that long and that hard, I knew it was a leg rather than a lung.
Yep. Game over.
Oh, yeah. So, but he went a long, long way. And Dave Bruns, who was the caller for me, and Carl Machinsky, who was helping, it took 3 of us to track him because the spots got to be, one spot every 10 to 15 feet.
It'll be a long day, Tater.
Oh, yeah. But we got him. And it only took us 2.5 hours to get to him, which I was pleased with. I mean, he was tired by that time, and I actually got to the point where I was running after him.
Wow.
Yep.
How far were you from the vehicle?
The vehicle was 2.5 miles away, and we tried to figure out a better way, and it took, unfortunately, the 2 guys who were with me better part of 4 hours to find me again after, because they marked me with a GPS, and then when they got to the truck, it said I was 15.7 miles away.
Oops.
Yeah, bad GPS markings.
I had that discussion with myself. I got the call. That whole story.
Oh, yeah.
Going, where's JK? I don't know.
I was not lost, but I was without water.
Well, when you get that kind of call, you don't know. And
yep.
I went grabbed my bug out bag, and for some reason I put a backup GPS in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like carrying any extra crap that I don't have to carry. It weighs enough anyway. But it's just for that reason right there.
Well, he marked the GPS, but evidently he hadn't waited till the 3rd satellite hooked before he did the marking on it. And by that time, once they figured it out, they had no clue. I mean, they knew they had walked south to the 300 road about 1.5 miles, and then they had to walk back east 2 miles and then back in another 1.5 miles. By the time all was said and done, they wandered a long time before they found me.
Man.
But it worked out.
That's an awesome bull, and it's nice to have friends up there on a hunt like that.
Oh, absolutely.
You couldn't do it by yourself.
Now, I noticed this year that this was one of the wider bulls I'd seen. He's 43 inches wide,
Good
which
Lord.
is just perfect for what I wanted.
Make a nice lamp.
No. I'm sorry, Jan. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
That's going on my wall.
Good deal. Who are you going to take it to?
I've got a guy by the name of Greg McBride who does it. He's been doing it now for about 20 years out in the East Valley. I'm going to have him.
He's out in Gilbert, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've heard that name.
Yeah. He does a really good job, and I caped the bull totally, so I'm going to have myself a bedspread.
My man.
Oh, yeah. I've longed for one. There's nothing better in the winter than being under an elk blanket. Yep. It's going on.
Yeah. Well, that's good stuff. Who else in the group has scored?
We had one tag, of course, the history behind that, where I used somebody else's bonus points for a long time. It was a lady who I knew a long time ago, and she had a bunch of bonus points I put in with her.
We seem to have a lot of those.
You have more than I.
Just keep
going.
Keep moving.
At any rate, we donated one of her tag to the OE for All, and that was Gonzalez, the young man who had a tumor around his spinal cord, and he wound up shooting a 340 bull. And
wow.
Just gorgeous.
That's all these bulls are going on the website. I don't know if Doug's got them up or not.
Oh, he was just dandy. So everybody who I know who has a tag has filled already. So we're beating the snot out of the odds.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Good areas, good bulls, good times.
Yeah. What's big bull that you've heard of this year? The jury's still out. I know Joey Notcher from Lookout Mountain Outdoors was chasing a couple of 400s, and I haven't heard from him. He's not back. Phone's not on, so I would imagine
he's still out dancing.
The hunts. Yeah, you can go to ShakeRattleAndTroll.com and see JK packing out pretty big set of horns there.
Well, he scored 310 without the second brow tine. He snapped that off in a fight. If I gave him the same point structure on the one brow tine that he had on the other, he would have scored 326, something like that.
Anything over 300 is a respectable bull.
Oh yeah, I'm happy with it.
In my life, if it's got a horn and it goes down,
I know
it's a good bull.
Anything that's got antlers on it and you've got an antlered tag, yes.
Good in the crock pot, good on the grill, good in the pan. It's just good stuff.
Oh, I got a lot of meat that we hauled out.
I bet you do.
I'll tell you what, those legs were 100 pounds each, the rears.
No doubt.
And hauling those things uphill to get out of the little hole he died in.
You got to be committed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's the next big adventure?
Right now, I think we're just going to take it back and make it easy for a little bit. We're going to see what happens for next year. We got to start thinking. Everybody has to start thinking about putting in.
I did. I was up to the department and already picked up the spring regs, and I'm going to bail out of here mid-October, go back and chase Missouri turkeys.
Oh,
which shouldn't be too much of a chase.
No, and I've got
like fleas back there.
I've got a hunter who's coming out from Missouri. Now that you mention it, who's got a tag, and he's got one of the non-resident tags in 3A 3C with rifle mule deer tag, and
nice.
We saw so many mule deer. 180s,
190s.
There were a couple that were in the 180 plus category.
Yeah, that makes me shake.
Oh,
big time. Pow.
This one, fortunately, is a rifle hunt. And if this guy can shoot over 300 yards, it's all over for him.
That's good stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's good stuff. Yeah, I planned on going doing the deer turkey combination, but the only time I can go, they have an urban hunt. And you're shooting does and fawns and on a predation kind of a deal, and you get up and it's pretty weird. It's gauged by counties,
right?
And you have to have a 4-pointer better, and doing this and doing that. And I'm going like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with the turkeys.
Makes it easy.
I don't feel like dragging the bow back there and hanging out in trees.
That was the thing with the Midwest is that you were sitting in a tree stand or in a ground blind all the time.
I don't care for that.
Nope, I don't either anymore.
I need to be spot stock and go chase them.
Oh, we were doing that. We were a lot of chasing.
Yeah, man. All righty, hey, congratulations to JK. Check it out on ShakeRattleandTroll.com. Also, check out the Wolf Files. A lot of information. We'll talk about that a little bit. I'm Don McDowell here with
Justin Henry
and
JK Elk Killer.
Elk Slayer. We'll be right back. All righty, hey, we're back. We're going to visit with Justin here. Justin, we were talking a little bit about your background during the break. Give us a rundown. What'd you do?
Where you been?
Where have I been? I've been a lot of places. Actually born and raised here in Arizona.
Nice.
Grew up in the Maryville area. Graduated from Carl Hayden High School.
Yeah. Carl Hayden.
Yeah.
Man, we used to kick your butts down there from Maryville. The Panthers. Hoorah! Yeah. I got to tell you, those Carl Hayden boys were tough.
Well, when I was there, we struggled with football really hard. I played a couple games on the varsity team my freshman year. And it wasn't that I was that good.
You're built like a refrigerator.
I was going to say, you better have played based on the way you look.
You know what a job was? Stand there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Kick the crap out of somebody. Now.
Hoorah.
But at 96, after I graduated, tried my hand at college a little bit.
96?
Yeah.
You are such a baby.
I am.
Lord, I don't know anybody that young.
I graduated in 69.
Shh. Shh. Shh.
But then after college wasn't going too well, I liked to have a little too much fun, so I went off to join the Army. Went to Fort Leonard Wood, El Paso, Germany. From Germany, I went to Bosnia.
Wow.
And then back to Hood. And at Hood, September 11th happened, and that changed a lot of things for me.
I bet. Did you get, Fort Hood's pretty heavy into artillery field. Were you messing around with those guys?
No, actually, I initially started out as a 14 Romeo, which was air defense Bradley linebacker, and then I reclassed into 19 Delta, which was the cavalry scout.
Cool.
And then I deployed over into Iraq the first time in 2003. I was wounded in a place called Taji, and I was actually serving under Lieutenant Colonel Alan West at the time when that happened. And then I redeployed back in 2004, went back home, tried to take some time to recover from my injuries, and I couldn't take TRADOC. So it's like, nope, send me back. Went over to Carson.
Did you ever think about getting a different travel agent?
Yeah.
Hey, I tried, but that was the first thing smoking out of all the military installations. So
yeah.
But deployed twice from Carson in 2005. I came back in 2006, and then deployed from Carson again in 2007, and came home in 2009. I made it all the way up to the rank of Sergeant First Class. Last 2 deployments, I was a platoon sergeant in the U.S. Cavalry. Great time. I don't have any complaints.
God love you. Thank you for your service. I know that doesn't cover it, but I mean,
that's a lot of
what do you
years
say,
out there.
man?
Yeah, congratulations.
We're honored to have you here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, cool stuff. All right, let's talk about Stand Up for Veterans.
Yeah, Glendale Stand Up for Veterans is a program that Mayor Wires approached me on to help him out. He wanted to do something for homeless veterans.
Yeah.
And after talking with him, the Arizona Stand Down program here is phenomenal. Anything that we would do would be recreating the wheel and would compete with that, and the end run would make both programs less effective.
I went to that a couple of years ago. That's a pretty interesting program. I don't know if it's a needed thing.
It is,
but I don't know if I agree with doing it once. I mean, these guys need help 24/7, 365.
Unfortunately, I see a lot of them down by 12th Avenue and Jefferson.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody feels good about Thanksgiving and they make an offering or a donation. That's what about the rest of the
year?
50 weeks a year. Come on.
Yeah.
But,
and that was actually kind of Mayor Wires' thought process. Is the stand down in Phoenix happens in March. September is 6 months away. They just finished out the long summer. Let's do another stand down. That way they can gear up for winter. And after talking about us, we thought better and thinking, if we want to actually solve the homeless problem or at least alleviate some of it, why act when they become homeless?
Why not do a little bit of pre-work?
Preventive maintenance.
Yep.
Everything in the military, you check you do your PCCs,
it's redundancy.
PCIs. Yeah. So let's take a more proactive approach. We are targeting the at-risk veteran through this program.
How do you determine an at-risk veteran?
An at-risk veteran there's no real way to determine whether or not they are an at-risk. A lot of veterans are at risk and just don't realize it.
Exactly.
So that's why we've kind of developed this program to be a family-oriented event. Come out. We're going to have some entertainment things out there. We've got the military vehicle display coming out. Activities for the whole family to partake in. That way they can, when they show up, they can go, you know what? I need to do this.
Was that like grenades, rockets, RPGs, or what?
No.
Okay. Yard darts.
Yeah. So we've got 50 plus organizations coming out to provide services.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
We've got a job fair that's going to take place at the student union as well, and we also did something unique with the job fair. Being a veteran coming out in 2009, a lot of the job fairs that I went to was like, here's my resume, and then they says, okay, looks good. Here's a flyer or card. When you get home, go to our website and apply. I was like, really? What am I here for?
Yeah.
So one thing we're requiring our employers to do is they have to have positions available. They have to be prepared to do interviews
on site
with qualified candidates. And if they like them, we ask that they're prepared to offer them a job on the site. Why send them away just to go back online?
I think that's a very frustrating experience for anybody who's used to right now things happening, particularly veterans coming back. I mean, they're involved with a heavy amount of adrenaline and activity, and I think for them to go to a job fair and be told by everybody there to go back home and to fill something out online and to wait. It's not happening.
No.
Yeah. And then we also have the career service or the career center out at Glendale Community College. They're going to be open, and I've got like 8 organizations from OIC to Military One Stop and Goodwill coming out.
Is that Garland Miller coming out?
I believe so.
Nice.
And then
what's OIC?
OIC, basically they're a organization that helps people with resumes and interviews. They help with the process of job searches.
Okay.
So we're going to have all that running. At the same time, they can go in and brush up their resume if they need to. If they hit the job floor and do an interview and the interview didn't go well, we have it all set up to where they can kind of go into a conference room afterwards and AAR it, review it and say, hey, when you're getting an interview,
Don't punch the guy if you don't like his political stance.
Exactly. You know,
that'll
don't
work.
cuss. Don't pull out your spittoon and start spitting in your water bottle during the interview type stuff. Yeah.
Don, you and I better not interview for anything in the near future.
No.
But
Just Social, I was going to say AARP, Social Security. No, keep going.
And on top of that, we have the American Academy for Constitutional Education. We've contracted with them to come out and provide a lot of entertainment. We've got Desert Warriors coming out, providing a whole array of military vehicles. We've even got free food. This whole event.
Let's go back to Desert Warriors. Rumor has it that Lieutenant Colonel Simon, he has an Army meal with a 106 recoilless rifle on it.
Yes.
Rumor has it he has a bullet.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's got a round. What scares me about that, I said, Colonel, have you got a firing pin for that? He goes, nope, I have one made. All righty, we're going to stand down and come back and visit more with Justin and tell you how maybe you guys can get involved. I'm Don McDowell with
JK.
I like the shirt, Elk Hunter.
I earned it.
Well, God love you. And
Justin Henry.
We'll be right back.
Won't be turned around. And I'll keep catch us if you can. Time
all
to
right,
get
everybody sing.
on. We will yell with all of our might. Catch us if you can.
Yeah, man. All right, back to Justin Henry on the Glendale Community College Stand Up for Veterans on September 28th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You got some other stuff going on. Tell me about the court representative thing on outstanding legal issues that one may have.
Yeah. First, I'd like to say Kyle and Judge Finn out at the Glendale courts have done an amazing job rounding up all the courts in the valley for this.
Really?
We have 13 city courts going to be there, and we have 25 out of the 26 JP courts going to be represented at the stand up.
And what's the purpose behind having all the circuit court areas is to do what? To try and convince them or try and direct, when they face when they're encountering veterans who are in hard times?
The intent and purpose for having them there is a lot of veterans that are struggling to find work. It's because they have warrants out. They've had some minor legal issues that are just hanging over their heads.
Nonviolent, but still outstanding.
Correct. And they're only going to be able to handle misdemeanor cases and warrants out for those misdemeanor issues. Okay. We won't be able to handle any of the felony cases, but we will have Davis and Miles law firm out there giving free consultations for anyone that shows up that does have a felony issue.
Okay.
But they're going to be prepared to help adjudicate a lot of cases. We'll be able to do community service on the spot so they can clear all that out and go in and find work.
Perfect. That's what they need. A lot of times it's just another lead weight around them that they don't want.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know it. I'm looking forward to speaking with Mayor Ronnie McDaniels from Star Valley Monday in Payson at the Wolf meeting about the $285 ticket that they brought to my home in Glendale.
That is not a ticket. That is a citation for you being dumb enough to get caught in their dual purpose. They have two speed traps in Star Valley. All 400 yards, there's two speed traps.
You ever fish in Bosnia, Justin?
Did I ever fish in Bosnia?
Yeah, you hear the wind blowing over here? Yeah. Wow. There's some excellent fishing there, by the way.
In Bosnia?
Yes, sir.
Don't doubt it. Some of the fish that I smelled over in Iraq.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Coming out of that Tigris River, that was nasty.
I'll tell you what. We've been on the air for 13 years now.
Wow.
And a lot of it was going on. We were here on September 11th when the catastrophe occurred. And it went by, and we were talking about keeping track of the troops where they were. And the day that they hit downtown Baghdad, and I hadn't, I'm really not in the 21st century. I'm stuck in the 60s, pretty much. And I didn't really pay too much attention to the internet. Mm-hmm. And we were being streamed live and woohoo. and I made some left-handed remark about it'd be a great place to open up a tackle shop in a boat store. And it went on, and the email started coming from the troops a couple of days later going, yeah, send us some fishing stuff. we need rods and reels and sunblock and lip balm and handy wipes for our, and it just went and went and went, and it's been a blast ever since. So, what else are we looking at? Looks like driver's license, MVD is going to be there.
Correct. MVD is going to be there.
You're going to have to wait in line for an hour and a half.
I hope not.
God, I gotta love that place.
No, they're out of their environment. When they leave those buildings, they have an acceleration mode that they have to do anytime they go out for, quote, show purposes. But once you're locked in their house, you're dead.
I'm going to stick up for them. You know, everybody hacks on motor vehicle department. I had to go.
Wait a minute,
do something.
Don. I can do slow motion too.
No. Yeah, track with me on this. They have a little machine. You have to go to the information counter, and if you're just doing a renewal, you go over in the corner.
I've been in the corner many times.
On a machine. JK, I was out of there in 8 minutes.
Serious?
I took a water bottle, a bologna sandwich. I'm ready.
I was ready to take a cot.
I'm telling you, I went, dug in, had a Bassmaster magazine loaded on the iPod, and I'm ready to wait my turn. Anyway.
Yeah, you get to do it all online now. You don't even have to go down to the DMV to do some of that.
You know, I'll share this story. You'll appreciate this. I brought the M35A2 down to motor vehicle to do a title exchange.
You ran over 17 vehicles that were illegally parked, but he's parked spot now.
Bless her heart, little fat lady at the counter when I finally got there, and it was a
no.
Overweight,
challenged,
horizontally challenged.
Yeah, boy, her calves were. Yeah. Anyway, moving along. She asked me. She goes, "What type of vehicle is it?" I said, "It's a 2.5-ton flatbed utility vehicle." She says, "That great big green one out there?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "No, that's a trailer. You just described a trailer." I said,
"It's not a vehicle, it's a trailer. It's got a hell of a big engine on it."
What's my next choice? I said, well, it's a Jeep. It actually is. It's a Kaiser.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It qualifies.
She goes, that's the biggest Jeep I've ever seen. So after there was about a 30-minute discussion on what the hell it is, I had to take it over to the commercial inspection for the gentleman over there to tell the fat lady that it actually was a 2.5-ton utility truck. And then for my punishment, I had to take it over across the street to emissions, not munitions. I'm sorry. Went over to emissions.
It was packed with munitions. He went to emissions. He passed.
The fee was $25. Okay. Ouch. The look on that kid's face when I pulled that thing in there was priceless. And he said, "What are you doing with that?" I go, "Call the
anything he wants."
Yeah, it was amazing. So anyway,
the amazing thing did it pass?
It did. I've got a 7.8 multi-fuel Hercules diesel in there, and it passed with less particulate output than my day truck.
Wow.
Yeah. Not one emission. There's not an emission thing. It's just got a 5-inch exhaust pipe.
All the deuce and a halves that I've seen in the Army, they're always bellying all the smoke and.
This one's no different. Yeah,
it is the exact same.
It'll outsmoke a Bluebird school bus, let's say. Okay, all right. This is September 28th. This is open to the public. Do you want public to show up, or is this just strictly for vets?
This is strictly for veterans and their families. Okay. This is not a public event. But what is amazing is, currently we have spent not a dime on this program. Our whole operating budget is just under $4,000.
Wow.
And this just goes to show how amazing our community can be. When they know that there's an issue and they're rallied together, they show up.
Well, I'm out in the public quite a bit. Like JK, we have day jobs and we're all around the state, and the mood of the business community that I get with the current administration, military cutbacks, veteran benefit cutbacks, and I'm not even going to get into it. We're already on a watch list, but you get the drill.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the businesses, as opposed to a couple years ago, are becoming more aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
My daily activities are with the National Guard, both on 52nd Street and over in Glendale at RTI, and there's a lot of internal discussion about what's going on.
Yeah.
How do I keep my soldier job? I don't want to be out there right now, and it's pretty interesting.
You know, Justin, one of the things too, are they going to have any personal groomers that are going to be out there at this event?
Yes. In fact, the mayor's personal barber has agreed to close down his barber shop that day.
Get out.
And to be out
Really?
at the stand-up to give haircuts for free.
Do you know that I'm willing to contribute $100 to see Mr. Don McDowell sporting one of your dues? Moulet, buddy, moulet. There goes that knife. He does that every time I start talking about anything with those golden locks.
Rule 9.
Do not touch. Do not stare. Do not dare.
You're doing some live entertainment. Who's doing that?
We have the American Academy for Constitutional Education coming out. They're coordinating some bands. They've got some magicians coming out, some wandering minstrels to help entertain the family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All that, they're providing all that for us.
Wandering minstrels. Those are basically Hungarian guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Violins.
4th generation gypsy right here.
Pure blood.
Yeah. Women, children, chickens are not safe.
No.
Does that mean I got to go check my car, make sure nothing's missing?
You better.
Yeah.
But even the food. This is going to be at no cost to the veteran at all. Entrance is free. The food is free. All the services there provided are all provided for free.
All right. We'll give a shout out to the vets that may be listening when we come back from break. We've got roll call in a few minutes. Pretty uncomfortable today, as always. But anyway, I'm here with the elk hunter,
John Colazar.
and
Justin Henry.
we'll be right back.
Woman I ever really wanted burned me down before I said I will engage the day I gave away that diamond. South Colorado.
All righty, we're back. Justin, let's finish this up. And for a veteran or a veteran family member that wants to engage in this, how do they contact you? How do they just show up?
Actually, we would very much like you to pre-register.
Okay.
The reason being is it allows us to plan forward, and it gives our vendors the opportunity to see who's coming. So we do have a registration link on our website at www.stanfordvets.com, and the link is also posted on the Shake, Rattle, and Troll website as well.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And it's not just for Glendale residents, correct?
No, that is correct. One thing, Mayor Wires initially, he's worried about the Glendale community.
Of course.
And as I was talking to him and explaining to him, it's like, if we do an event like this, we need to be prepared to receive veterans from all across the valley.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, good. Congrats to Jerry for doing that. by the
Yeah,
way.
he's not that single-minded.
No. If anything, Mayor Wires has shown over
He gets it.
I've known him for probably the last 15 years, and he does get it. So, appreciate the work he's done.
Okay. Let me ask you this. PTSD's fairly prevalent within the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any evaluation or any particular type of help or department that's going to be there to deal with some of those issues?
yeah, when it comes down to PTSD, I'm very familiar with the issues of PTSD. That's part of one of the issues that I was having coming home in 2009. We do have a lot of great organizations coming together. We got Taros going to be there to help with mental health, and a couple of others. The CMAR Society and the VA will also be there to help apply for benefits. Sorry.
Interesting. I wonder if we should get a hold of Vern to be down there.
Oh, no. He'll be signing up for stuff.
Not Vern. Nah. No, he's really dug in at VA and has been pretty instrumental in helping some people that we know that are Vietnam era guys who are getting fairly well jacked around over at VA. Get in, get the stuff they need, and Vern's. I'll introduce you to him. He's our Vietnam poster soldier. He's got PTSD, been laced with Agent Orange, been shot at way too many times, and he's about 5'5" anyway. So
Napoleon complex.
Oh yeah. Well, his take is, I'm short, I'm a hard target to hit, and it doesn't take me long to get to the ground.
Now, see, that was my problem. I
was going
forgot
to say, yeah, you're about as wide as any man I've ever known up around those shoulders. By the way, do you have a neck?
No.
No.
Don't need it. You always got to look forward anyway, right?
Yeah.
You never want to be looking
Nope,
back.
be looking neck.
How about anybody from the Guard are going to be over there? There's Staff Sergeant Todd Larkins is next door to Military One Source, dealing with PTSD and substance abuse, family issues for the Guard.
Now we do the Arizona Coalition for Military Families that works really closely with the National Guard. They're going to be there to help provide services. When it comes down to the physical presence of the National Guard at the event, there's none actually set up for it, but they did offer up a lot of volunteer help.
Cool.
We also have Major Scott Hadley, who's getting ready to retire from the Guard. He's actually my CFO for the stand-up. And then we also have an amazing outpour of volunteer support from Luke Air Force Base.
Oh, good.
I think we got about 40 to 50 volunteers coming out of there. The Navy Reserves, they're coming out to help as well. So, and a lot of them realize that this is their community. While they're not veterans right now, someday they're going to be.
Yeah, when I started hanging out with Vern, I was pretty well stunned to see what the veteran residency here in Arizona was.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Well, currently we're at 660,000 veterans, and it's rapidly growing. So, and when you look at that 660,000, it mirrors basically the Arizona general population. The vast majority of that lives right here in Maricopa County in the Valley. Then you have another smaller contingent down in Tucson. And then when you even break it down further, the vast majority of the veterans actually live in the West Valley.
Is there going to be any re-up opportunities for any of these guys?
Re-up? No, we didn't invite any recruiters. So
I know a couple.
Yeah, we do.
One thing I've definitely noticed is veterans, we don't like to volunteer for a whole lot anymore.
No.
So I don't know if they'll actually be successful.
Can't imagine why.
It was a legitimate question.
Oh, yeah. I certainly, we know enough people who are the recruiters, particularly for the National Guard.
4 guys right now that are trying to get back in.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, when I got out in 2009, I got out at 12 years of service as an E7. And I really didn't want to throw away a 12-year career for nothing. And I was actually trying to go into the National Guard or Reserves, but had too much rank. And my MOS didn't translate over into the Reserves, and the National Guard, too much rank. So,
what does MOS stand for?
Military Occupation Specialty.
I knew that.
Stuff you do.
Yes, you do. Stuff you do.
It's your job. But when you look at it, our target population is the at-risk veteran population. Most of them are out for a reason, and I don't think that they would be able to re-enlist it, even if they could.
Okay.
All right.
Just checking. All right.
How about you, Justin? What are you going to be doing now in the future?
Well, currently I'm actually starting up my campaign to run for office in LD20. There's an open seat for the Republican Party out there, and that's what I'm going for.
Oh, awesome. Good for you.
Nice. We will support you any way we can.
I appreciate it.
I will do everything except make phone calls.
More mongering Republicans in office. If we don't get them, it's going to be our downfall. I'm telling you.
I have no doubt.
Happened at Rome.
Mm-hmm. No, we definitely need people that know what it means to step up and make hard decisions.
All righty, we're going to do roll call for September 22nd. Fortunately, I'm going to say we only have 2. It's two too many, and this is the price tag that was paid for your freedom this past week. First up, Army Staff Sergeant Robert E. Thomas Jr. died September 13, 2013, serving during Operation Enduring Freedom. 24 years old, of Fontana, California, was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 36th Infantry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team out of Fort Bliss, Texas. Died on September 13th at Brooke Army Medical Center, San Antonio, Texas, of wounds suffered in an explosion on April 21st in Mawand, Afghanistan.
Army Staff Sergeant Randall R. Lane died September the 13th, 2013, serving during Operation Enduring Freedom. He was 43 years old, of Indianapolis, Indiana. He was assigned to the 190th Transportation Battalion, 38th Sustainment Brigade, Indiana National Guard, Franklin, Indiana. He died in Kabul, Afghanistan, from a non-combat illness.
That's the price this week, folks. As always, the hearts, prayers, and thoughts go out to them, their families, and their units. Think about it. I'm Don McDowell. We'll be back.
For Shake, Rattle, and Troll, a show for the serious fishermen, as well as the novice looking for tips from the pros. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don McDowell.
All right, hey, we're back for the second hour of Shake, Rattle, and Troll. We've talked about soldiers. We picked on J.K. I'm not picking on Justin. He's just way too big, had too many deployments.
Yeah, but he's the kind that's fun to do because you need to really run fast and dodge quick. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that also means I'm a lot slower.
No. You just have more bulk, and it's massive bulk, which is really nice because you look like you could just about eat anything.
J.K., that goes back to the bass boat theory of horsepower to weight ratio. It's a bad thing. All right, hey, we're going to meet John Sneed. If you don't know John Sneed and you're a bass angler, you need to know this guy, tournament director for All-Star Bass Fishing Tournaments. John, good morning.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
You know, life's pretty good. In spite of all the things we have to do and the challenges that we face every day, it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And we want to wish your Jan a happy birthday. I understand she had a milestone yesterday.
Yes, sir, she did. And we went to a fantastic dinner last night. As a matter of fact, I'm still down here in the valley. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was a milestone for her. I'm not going to tell you which one it was because I'll be in big trouble.
Well, milestone's better than a gallstone or a kidney stone, so it's not a bad
or a
thing.
tombstone if you mention the age.
Oh, you had to throw that up.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you joined us today. We're behind All-Star. You guys are absolutely, in my most humble opinion, not that I ever am, but you guys run the best tournament circuit in the state by far.
Well, thank you.
In the
Thank
Southwest. You guys are doing an awesome job. What are your plans going into next year? I know the dealership is behind All-Star with a couple other things we can talk about. We're really behind you guys on fish care. Game and Fish is looking at the way you guys take care of fish, kind of setting the bar for that. But just give me your own personal take on what's going to happen next year.
Well, it's shaping up to be probably one of our best years ever. It really, truly is. I mean, with Bill Luke coming on board, Skeeter re-signing with us, Army Bass Anglers, which there's not a better group of people on the face of the earth, in my opinion. You know, BioBore's back on board with us, so we'll have lots of good things for the anglers. Our fish care is something that we have always prided ourselves on. I mean, it just, you know, we need to keep these fish around for generations to come, and we just really work hard. And I got a top-notch crew that takes care of them. Jerry Kirkpatrick, Cody Nugent. I mean, these guys, they're just second to none when it comes to the whole tournament experience. They're just awesome.
Well, we have to, you know, a lot of guys think this is a renewable resource, which it is, but it's not if you don't take care of the fish. And
Exactly.
Proper fish care is under a lot of scrutiny nationally, especially here in Arizona. You and I have talked about that. We've got some stuff going on with Arizona Game and Fish, trying to bring everything to the next level, and you guys have been targeted as doing a really good job on fish care, keeping fish alive, as BASS would say. I saw your fish care system. You've got a couple of tanks. Tell me what your thought process is and how that works for you.
Well, what it does is it gives us a chance to fizz any fish, needle fish if need be, you know, when they come up from deep. A lot of people go out and they're just not educated. I mean, you go out and you catch a fish, even if it's on a buzzbait in 2 or 3 foot of water, that does not mean that fish didn't just come out of 25 foot of water to feed.
Exactly.
You know, and if that fish isn't hooked, he's going to go back down to that 25 foot of water where he's comfortable. Well, if we catch him and put him in a live well and take him for a boat ride all day long, he's going to need a little bit of TLC to feel good to get back in the lake. And I am very, very proud of our live release rate. I mean, it is second to none.
You've got mobile tanks. How'd you come up with that idea? That's pretty unique.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, it was an idea that Rich Stringer came up with a number of years ago. And then Jerry Kirkpatrick, being a fabricator and a welder, he put the idea into the 2 rolling tanks you see, and we just transport them on a flatbed to each and every lake. We treat the water with release me as a general rule. We can chill the water if need be, and we just, it's a hands-on deal. Just, like you said, the bass is the star of the show, so we need to get them back where they can swim for another day.
Cool. How many boats average did you experience this year?
This year we're a little bit off. We averaged 68 this year. The year prior to that we averaged 82. And I'm looking to be back up in the average for this year. Lots of phone calls, lots of interest. And I got to tell you, Bill Luke Dodge coming on board it's been a wildfire. People calling and
nice.
Yeah, this is something I wish we could have done a number of years ago. I'm really looking forward to our relationship with the dealership, with you. I mean, it's just going to be an awesome year. I mean, I'm just excited. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Well, glad to hear that. You've got official radio here. We're going to be giving out your schedule 2 or 3 weeks prior. We're going to be doing follow-up Sunday on your tournaments on Saturday, recognizing all the anglers. I think that All-Star, without a doubt, has some of the area's finest anglers fishing your circuits.
Yeah, there is absolutely no doubt about that. I mean, everybody that's really, truly anybody that's been, even the guys that are out fishing the elites now, like Josh Bertrand and guys like that, they've all come through All-Star, and we're also very proud of that. I mean, it's really cool to sit back and watch TV on Sunday and see a guy that, was your Angler of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's just an awesome feeling. People just, they just don't understand how that makes me feel. It's just a great feeling.
Okay, besides the team tournaments, what else are you going to offer?
Well, we're going to have our Best Bet series, which is an aluminum boat series.
Nice.
It's really fantastic for the entry-level guys that, are just getting into the sport. It's a way laid-back kind of deal. I mean, you're out fishing a real bass tournament, but it's more in a laid-back environment. And we're going to couple that with our couples and kids tournament. So we'll be running 2 tournaments, same day, same lake. And the couple and kids is not going to change this year, even though Game and Fish is changing the age on the fishing license.
Right,
it's
right.
going to be 14 or under, for this year, because it's just going to make it easier on everybody.
Well, I fought that age change pretty hard, all the way down to getting into verbal altercations with some of the guys. I think that age is a little bit too high. If you have to shave, you don't belong in the kids category. I'm sorry. Yeah, Justin. We had a youth, the kid's out of high school, married, got a kid on the way, and he's fishing with the kids.
Mm. Yeah, well, I bet you Justin was shaving by the age of 8.
Yeah, okay. Look, you go ahead and hack on Justin all you want to. You get outside with him, you're on your own, bub.
Thanks, Thanks, Don.
Yeah, I'd like to get Justin over there to see what we do. There's an awful lot of stuff going on with the veterans. We're having in fact, you guys are going to be joining us at Bill Luke Bass Days. Thank you for that. We'll be having some veterans activity out there on the water. probably end up doing Warriors, our Warriors on the water again here pretty quick. We're looking to do a shooting event. 1,000 meters. We're talking to the department, Colonel Gary Hovatter, ADA's looking at engaging. We're talking about putting the military shooters up against the sportsmen at 1,000 meters.
That'd be awesome.
My money's on the sportsman.
Well, this whole thing started with Captain Frazee. We started talking about it. He says, yeah, we've done that in the past. We did it for 3 years. The first year, the Army sniper hit an egg at 1,000 meters. An egg, okay?
That's just
chicken egg.
But we're talking about snipers here. We're not talking about...
The next year, an antelope hunter hit the egg. Sniper missed. The third year, neither one of them hit it.
Wow.
So, I'm just saying.
So it sounds like it's time for the rubber mats there to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got some pretty good guys, and Justin's here on a stand-up veterans event next weekend over at Glendale Community College. We're engaging with them on. So, anyway, how many bass anglers, Army bass anglers, and Marine bass anglers have you guys got fishing, or are they just showing up?
No, actually, they fish. I mean, this past season was the first season that they came on board, and we had Tom Inman out of Queen Creek and Jeff Foley out of Tucson. And a lot of the guys or a handful of the guys that wanted to be here were deployed and doing other things, but they're back. So I'm looking to have hopefully somewhere between 4 and 6 boats out of the Army bass anglers this year.
All right, cool. Hey, I want to wish you the rest of the weekend. I hope it's a good one. Thanks, John, so much. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, Don, I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to be on the show, and you take care, bud.
Anytime, brother. John Sneed, All-Star Bass Fishing Tournaments. Check them out, allstarbass.com. We'll be back.
Don't knock it till you tried it. I've tried it, my friend. I'll never smoke weed with
everybody singing. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, we're back.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer. Nice. All righty, we tried to get a hold of Rick over in the tackle shop there at H&M Landing. I'll tell you what's going on real quick. Again, if you missed it, offshore still blowing up. Day and a half boats, and those guys are probably running 120 to 140 miles. I'm gonna guess on that. 47 anglers on 2 boats, 39 yellowfin, 13 bluefin, 53 yellows, and they're, answer your question, they're still flipping patties as they go by the patties is where they're catching those, and the 37 Dorados are coming on the troll. One of the lucky boats hooked up a marlin, catch and release. The day dock totals for yesterday on single day, 5 boats out, 70 anglers, 130 yellowfin tuna, 45 Dorado, 86 bluefin, 134 yellowtail. Man.
A lot of fish coming out
2
of the water.
skipjack. So, anyway, that's what's going on with that. So, we've got an awful lot of opportunities, Justin, with what we're doing. We've engaged the RSP Warriors, and for the guys that know what that is, that's the guys that have been enlisted, but they haven't gone to boot camp yet, but they belong to the Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the DEP loss program.
Yeah. We're re-engaging to have them come out and do community service works. Part of that is the conservation groups that support Arizona's wildlife, the Game and Fish Department, a lot of things that we do. October 5th, we've got a work project going out at our Mesa Region 6 office, building reef ball bases. And reef balls is a
fish furniture.
Fish furniture. It's a big round dome that's hollow with holes in it, about a third of a yard of concrete, weighs about 1,500 pounds. And we're strategically placing them in the lake for fish to have a place to hide so they can make it to their first birthday. It's important.
Looks like basically an igloo that's gone bad.
Yeah.
Perforated.
Yeah. Well, TBF has donated $500, and what we've tried to do, John, on the conservation front is to engage the tournaments to have a conservation option, let's say a $5 option. That money goes to Game and Fish, goes in a fish fund for probably the first thing is we're trying to develop matching funds. The department's got $50,000, up to $50,000 to buy Florida strain largemouth for stocking. So matching dollars are important.
Aren't we going to start doing warm waters fisheries now in town? In state for bass, to grow bass, just like they do for the cold water for trout?
There are some discussions relative to that. To build a warm water fishery, it's a $31 million price tag.
What about a conversion from some of the cold waters that are a little bit marginal?
We're discussing that, but there are sport fishing restoration dollars and federal dollars involved in that particular fishery. And how do you, let's say, my terminology is going to be incorrect, but from a business standpoint, how do you avoid a mandatory contract and divert funds to go do something other than what those funds were specified for? That in the thumbnail is what we're faced with.
Okay, so it's an issue of you can't take the money from one committed to another already.
Well, let's say the jury's out on that, but we're working on it real hard. So that's kind of the deal.
Yeah, who restricted the funds?
They come out of a excise tax that we all pay for sporting equipment, trucks, boats, rods, reels.
Is that Pittman Robinson money or Dingle Johnson?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
And then there's some sport fishing restoration dollars don't have anything to do with either one of those. And we get a portion of it.
By the way, those are all self-inflicted taxes. Sportsmen voted those in decades ago.
Yeah.
And that's why you see wildlife out there today. It's courtesy of that money that we said we want to tax hunters and fishermen, so that everybody out there can see and enjoy the wildlife that we do in this state today. It's courtesy of hunters and fishermen. And I hope everybody learns that.
All right, now you're going to get me on my soapbox. Here's one of the problems that we have.
There's room on my box.
Okay. On the meetings we're going to, we're getting a lot of people that consider themselves to be conservationists. That's crap. They're not. Mm-hmm. They may be activists of some sort.
We call them enviroliticants.
Yeah. And we're seeing, there's a lot of hikers out here. They don't contribute. They take advantage of sport. Conservation comes from recreation, our recreation. The birders. You want to go out and watch birds? You use the trail. Who paid for it? The hunters and the fishermen. We did.
More importantly, you guys actually probably cut that trail.
We do a lot of that. The works projects we have, taking down miles and miles of fence. How many water catchments have you put in?
Oh my God! Yeah, lots.
Hauling water for the animals this year up in 4A, 4B. It's on and on and on. And the people that, and I don't have a problem with it, but they need to recognize that they're not the solution. Mm-hmm. We are. They're taking advantage of a lot of stuff that we do. And
no, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
Since when?
I'm the voice of moderation and reason, am I not?
When did you become the advocate?
I have to be. Only because I want to keep him on the righteous path, and I try and do that at all times.
All right.
Birders typically use really good optics.
Bam, bam.
Now, did you say birders or birthers?
Birders.
Bird watchers.
Bird watchers are called birders, and they use really good optics, which are typically either Zeiss or Swarovski. And
yeah, you know why they can do that, since I'm on your soapbox, is because they don't contribute to anything else, and they can afford to go down and buy the high-end optics, because they don't do anything else.
But
they drive a Prius. They wear
hey, back off.
They buy Swarovskis. Okay?
Priuses are pretty expensive nowadays.
Don't get me started on when's the last time you had your ass whipped? No, stop it.
It's been a while.
No, the tax that they pay for their binoculars is money that goes into Dingle Johnson, Pittman Robinson money. Those birders are actually contributing a minor amount compared to what we do, but they are contributing.
Do you have to have a license?
And
Yes, they don't have to have a license. Yes, they don't pay a
They
regular.
need to have a license to go watch birds, as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? You're getting into what I call the Great Hernbrode territory, where he wanted people to pay a fee. And I can just see anybody who's driving along the 260 stops and sees these elk in Little Green Valley that are just screaming their guts out, having a great time. I saw yesterday on the way back with my bull intact in the back of the Tundra.
Yeah, braggart. Nice.
Oh, yeah, did I tell you about that elk tag I had this year?
Yeah, buddy.
At any rate, there was a guy who had a great camera, and he was taking photos of the bull screaming on the opposite side. He was coming basically eastbound on the 260, and where it drops off into Tex Earnhardt's property, he was taking photos of bulls screaming and fighting and cows running around. But he was paying for it through that.
So you're basically sticking up for the greenies?
God help me, no. I'm just saying I want to be totally, perfectly above board, unlike what they do.
Okay.
All right? Because if I were a litigant, I would be filing suit somewhere if I wanted to do that. But no, I don't. What I'm just saying is we have to give them a minor bit of credit for paying for optics that are something that can be. Now, photographers, they don't pay a penny. They don't pay a penny because it's photographic equipment. It has nothing to do with Dingle Johnson or Pittman Robinson money. But when they're using binoculars, really good ones, yeah, then they are. That's their minor contribution. But I'm just trying to be really above board with them.
What it costs you to go hunt an elk? And let's start with the tag.
Tag is $121.50. My lifetime hunting license was $600 and some.
The archery equipment.
Oh, unbelievable.
The truck, the food, the preparation, the scouting.
My time, my patience, and my infinite wisdom.
Help me out, Justin.
So I got $1.
Yeah. No. Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, he fits.
True
You're lucky you're as
Republican.
big as you are.
Nice. What? How much you got in that elk?
Oh, at least $1,000. At least.
I bet I can account for 3.
More than likely.
All righty. We're going to stand down when we come back. We're going to talk to Downtown Payson Master Rod Builder James Guggenauer about Rim Country Fishing Rod Report and the Whoop meeting Monday at 4.
Got my toes in the water, ass in the sand.
Yeah.
We're in a world of cold
Beer in my hand, I feel good today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Life is good today.
I hate to tell you this, James. That's your new theme song, pal.
Hey, I can handle it.
Yeah,
Morning,
buddy,
James.
I'm telling you. Hey, thanks for playing along today. How's things up in downtown Payson?
Doing wonderful. A little breezy up there and overcast this morning, but a nice fall day for Payson.
Elk vocal?
Yes. I didn't hear the bulls this morning, but definitely heard those cows out there viewing.
There's a moment of silence.
I think so.
Nice.
Hay was here.
All right, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get the fishing stuff out of the way first. What's happening on the Mother Lake?
Okay. Roosevelt Lake, good news is it remained at 45% full this past week. That's a good sign. We're still getting some runoff, primarily on the Salt River end of the lake. This morning it's flowing at 700 cubic feet per second, which is down considerably from last week, but still well above the normal rate for this time of year. The Tunnel Creek is barely flowing at less than 10 cubic feet per second, but we'll take any amount of water into the lake that we can get. The water temperature continues to be in the very low 80s in the morning, even the high 70s now I can report, and then increasing to the mid-80s in the afternoon. Baits for this past week include a crankbait and topwater baits. You know, we would think that now we'd start to see fish disperse a little bit, move back towards maybe the backs of coves or out on the ledges, but we're still getting reports that they're schooled up around the main lake points.
Yep.
So guys that are fishing this time of year, don't give up on that. Those fish are still there. They're still in 25 to 35 feet of water. And if you like fishing a jig or a drop shot, don't give up on that just yet. Because of that water coming in more on the salt end, 99% of the positive reports I got this week were from anglers who fished on that end of the lake. So with the water coming in, you probably want to move closer up that way, and you'll catch some bass for sure.
Is anybody working the spinner blades pretty hard?
You know, I haven't got any reports of that yet, but I would expect this time of year, Don, for, you know, they say fish the fall just like you fish the spring. So I would expect that we'll be getting reports there. The primary thing I'm hearing more than anything is crankbaits early in the morning.
Yep.
Guys are being pretty successful running those right around those points that we're talking about, and seems to be the favorite technique of the local anglers.
Would that be the white chartreuse with a back black?
Why do you do that to me? Every Sunday you put that poor man on the spot like this.
I'm just asking.
Uh-huh. Don't give it up, James. Don't give it up.
Okay, I won't this week. I'll have to say that you'll need to experiment.
Okay.
Privileged information. If he tells you, then he's told the whole world, and he'll have to nail everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
If I was going to experiment on, that's probably the one I'd start with, put it that way.
Be my guess.
Hey, the other really good news this week is I talked to two local crappie anglers who reported 20-plus crappie being caught this week. It's been a long time since anybody's been reporting any good crappie bite, but I'll give you a hot spot right down by the dam along the rocky shore ledge there. And how do you like this for a depth? They are in 23 to 32 feet of water, and you always have to have brush or a tree there.
Yeah, okay.
And I can even report the bait. It's called a Little Fishy, and it's made by the Cream Bait Company. And if you can vertically fish that right into the brush or the tree, you'll be pulling crappie out.
You know, I have a problem going into the tackle store and saying, "Excuse me, do you have a little fishy?" Yeah, I'm more like, "Hey, I need a DD22." Yeah,
that's cool. I can do it. You got a DD22. Oh yes, sir.
And a fishy.
Well, I think you can order them online, Don, so you don't have to put.
Okay, good, nice, all right.
Hey, the other thing is we're drawing near the end of the trout stocking. The Tunnel Creek, Willow Springs, and Wood Canyon Lakes will receive their last trout stockings this week. But we're telling people don't let that stop you from enjoying some of the best trout fishing of the year. The crowds are gone up here. The temperatures are perfect. And a lot of times you can have the stream completely to yourself. So it's a good time to be on the rim fishing for trout. And then you want to talk about the meeting this week?
Yes, I want to get into the Arizona Game and Fish Department public meeting on the wolf recovery as being shoved down our throats. I'm going to use that term from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you to Sherry Barrett.
Oh.
How'd I do?
Really well.
Miss anybody? And Dr. Tuggle?
Dr. Tuggle. You might as well nail Dr. Tuggle while you're at it. Why not?
Yeah, okay. Back to you, Jim, before I get into some more hot water.
Yeah. Well, we just want to encourage everybody to come to this meeting. We appreciate the Game and Fish taking a stand here, or at least trying to help get information out. The meeting, as Don said, is tomorrow in Payson. It's going to be at the Payson Moose Lodge, which is located over in Star Valley area, and the specific address is 4211 East Highway 260.
Not going to Star Valley every time
it's
I do. It's
between the speed traps,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
It is.
Traps, well said.
Yeah. Just
after the first one, but before you get to the second one on the north side of the street.
Heads up, when you make that curve leaving Payson, pulling into Star Valley, you better get off the throttle.
Yes, 45 degrees, and you have about 3 seconds from the time when you read the sign that there's a radar to where the light goes off. So go down the hill slowly.
Okay.
The meeting's going to start at 4 p.m.
Oh, cool.
They're going to repeat the information at 5:30. So hopefully we have a big turnout here. We have advertised it heavily up here in Rim Country, and I know a lot of your listeners down in the valley come up here to hunt and fish. You need to drive up for this meeting. We need to make a statement to the Game and Fish and to the U.S. Wildlife Service of just how important this decision is.
Is there, James, is there going to be any Wildlife Service personnel present?
We have certainly
extended the invitation, but have been receiving a gentle but polite decline, correct?
Not.
Well, not even a decline, but we did send the invitations. So we'll see what happens. We also send it to some of our politicians here in Rim Country, specifically in Gila County, so we're hoping to get some representation there also.
Well, most importantly, is Mayor Kenny Evans and Ronnie McDaniels from Star Valley going to be present?
We sure hope so. We extended personal invitations by email and also spoke with them. So we
go down to their offices, drag them out,
Absolutely.
Put them in the vehicle, and haul them over.
Right.
Okay.
Now we have, we've gotten support from them. They understand the issue. We're kind of hoping that they can be there. They might actually even address the forum sometime during that meeting, along with our county supervisor, Tommy Martin.
Now, is Martin going to be there?
Mark?
No, Martin.
Oh, have not got a confirmation, but same as the mayor's, we sent the invitation there.
Okay. What's that address once again, James?
Address is 4211 East Highway 260 in Star Valley. If you're going through Star Valley, it'll be on the right side of the road.
Yep, it would be.
Going north. Okay.
Isn't that next to Pete's place?
A little bit past there, yeah. That's a landmark for everybody.
Yeah.
That address just kind of rang a bell in my head.
Okay. All right, how many people are you expecting to show up? I'm bringing, JK's going to be there. I'm bringing a couple of trappers up with me.
Good deal. I sent probably 100 email notices out to people in Rim Country.
Yeah.
At the roundtable meetings that we had down in Tonto Basin, were 50, 60 people showing up for that.
Yeah.
And I hope we get at least that many to show up for this meeting. I actually hope we're close to 100.
John, let me ask you this. We've been waiting on Professor Matt Cronin's DNA and genetic testing. That was supposed to have been out now.
Correct.
Is it out?
I have not heard. Obviously, I've been tied up for the last couple of weekends.
Oh, that's right.
I had an elk tag. Yeah. However,
excuses.
That phone call is going out tomorrow morning.
Okay.
We're going to work on that.
Well, Jim DeVos will be there. Jim's notably extremely knowledgeable on all the activity from the Wildlife Service relative to the Mexican gray wolf issue.
Intimately aware of it.
Yeah. And I don't know who else from the department will be there, but I have a lot of faith and confidence in Jim DeVos. He will do an outstanding job. So, anything else to add on behalf of Payson?
Nope. We invite everyone to come on up there. I was kind of chuckling at your weather report when they said, hey, it's only going to be 95 in the valley today. I mean, guys need to come up here. It's like 65 right here now.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
All right, we will see you at, what's the name of that Mexican restaurant up there?
El Rancho.
No. There's another one up past the Walmart. Good stuff.
Past the Walmart?
Yeah, La Sierra?
La Sierra, that's it, Don.
Okay. All right, hey, I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay,
James, thanks for the good report. Appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow in downtown Payson on our way to Star Valley.
Thanks, Don.
All right.
If you don't get arrested.
Rim Country Fishing Rods. Check them out. I'm Don McDowell here with
John Colazar
and
Justin Henry.
Justin, I really appreciate you coming down today, and
it's been fun having you.
Hope you come back.
Good,
We're going to come back. Thanks so much to our sponsors and get this thing wrapped up and get on with our day. Jennifer, nice job today.
In the world of cold beer in my hand, life is good today. Life is good today. Adios and via con Dios. Yeah, I'm leaving CA. And the lights of Vegas.
Yeah, man, been there, done that. All righty, we're going to get this thing wrapped up. Once again, I want to invite everybody that has an interest in what's happening in our state with the Mexican gray wolf recovery. If you can, show up in Payson. It's one of the last 3 meetings.
Yes, since we were neglected by the Fish and Wildlife Service to have any meetings in Arizona.
I'm not quite tracking on why Governor Brewer's allowed to.
Governor Brewer didn't have a say. Fish and Wildlife Services.
Well, I
did
understand
what they
that,
did.
but JK, at some point, we the people that pay the taxes, that do this and that do that.
It's only our land, our wildlife, our everything that's being affected by decisions made out of Albuquerque, Washington, D.C. And where? Where was the last one? Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. Well, it seems to me that this whole thing started, I paid attention in history, in my history class. There was a group of guys that didn't have representation. Mm-hmm. They had a little party in the Boston Harbor because of no representation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
I ain't saying, I'm just saying. I know.
I'm just saying.
But, well.
And Tennessee has to repeat itself. Bell bottoms are back. Tie-dyed shirts you can buy off the shelf.
3S rule is in effect.
Yeah. Okay, there's another meeting in Tucson. Do you happen to know when that one is?
I have no idea when that meeting is, nor do I care to attend.
It's pretty green down there. Okay,
Gee, you think?
The 24th of September will be in Tucson. The 26th, they're back up to Pine Top.
That ought to be a fun one.
I see the Springerville folks rolling in there from Apache County, hopping up and down with good reason. So.
Doyle will be there with his buds.
I think it's time to talk to Mr. Shanley and find out what's going on his little battlefront.
He leads an interesting lifestyle.
He does. He's aside from the character issues there, he's pretty damned informed on this stuff. And
very much so.
Anybody would know where the genetic and DNA studies are, I bet he is.
He'll uncover them, let's put it that way.
I'll call him today.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity. So, anytime, Justin, you don't have anything to do and you want to get into some controversial issues, join us. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Awful lot of... We live in a great state. We have an awful lot of wonderful resource here, some beautiful country, multiple climatic ranges where you can go to from swamp to snow-covered peaks within a matter of a few hours. And we've got issues with the wolf. We have aquatic invasive species issues, quagga mussels.
What we have is the society as a whole, where we're winding up with more and more particular vertical uses that are all clamoring for that same piece of pie. You've got hikers, you've got horseback riders, you've got quad riders, you've got hunters, you've got ranchers, you have different species. Everybody's paying attention. You've got 17 different groups all wanting to have an effect on this piece of pie. And the worst thing is that city folk, which I call anybody who lives within the big three, whether it's Tucson and whether it's Phoenix or, for a small degree, Berkeley East, which commonly goes by the name of Flagstaff. Okay. One of those three metropolis areas are making all the determinations for rural America, and they're basing it on public opinion when they are as ignorant as anything about what really goes on with wildlife, what goes on with the land use.
No, I agree.
So that's the issue that we're facing right now. And when you have the wealthiest organizations I've ever known, which is Center for Biological Diversity, Sierra Club, and the Humane Society of the United States, who all want everybody off the land, there are some serious issues. And this is the voice of moderation and reason.
They don't care about it putting wolves in the trees. It's about the money. Mm-hmm. It's about the money for them.
Yeah.
And
the power to sway their opinion.
Okay, I'm done.
He who phrases a question wins the debate. Always remember that. Every time they put out that 70% of America wants to have wolves, it's because they phrase those questions. It has nothing to do with the logistics of what's really going on out there. People are uninformed, and when you phrase something to somebody, they're going to come back with what you want to hear.
Got to learn how to rephrase the question.
On our website, the rest of the story is in the wolf files that JK's responded to, some CBD information that was fed to the Republic, and that's pretty well written. We'll have another one up there today from Dennis Perch, who has educated himself awfully quickly.
And he's done well.
He's done well. We'll have that up there. Once again, Justin, thank you for your service. God love you for doing what you did so we can do what we do. And give us the heads up one more time on the Glendale Stand Up for Veterans on the 28th over at GCC.
Correct. It's on Saturday the 28th, starting at 8 o'clock. Is the Glendale Stands Up for Veterans event. For more information, you can check us out on our website at www.standupforvets.com. If you're a veteran and would like to register, please register there. You could also find the link on the Shake, Rattle, and Roll website.
And you can get a haircut and free lunch.
Free lunch, free haircuts. And it's quite possible that Goodwill will be out there and another organization to help provide clothing for veterans that need clothes for interviews.
Justin, you can give a haircut to Don anytime you want.
JK?
Yes, sir. Nice knife.
Yeah. Have you been spayed and neutered? You don't
should have been.
You don't fit with the Humane Society model poster hunter. Okay.
Poster hunter. Thank you.
All right. Getting this thing wrapped up today. It's still time. You can still get a boat over at H&M Landing. 619-222-1144. Talk to Ricky at the tackle shop. There are some good opportunities to still fill your freezer with yellowtail, yellowfin, bluefin. Dorado is just yum. It's all good.
No skipjack.
Skipjack, JK, they make cat food out of it.
No.
I'm serious. We've tried. I was had galley duty on the Blue Horizon for 16 months during fish and dive, and we tried cooking it. We fried it. We baked it.
We
boiled
it
in a blender. We put it in tacos. It was just like yuck.
Sounds like shad.
It's worse than shad. I'll eat a shad, no problem.
You will?
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. Yeah, a little lemon juice or a little mustard, yummo.
Mustard, okay, that's kind of like pickled herring. No, not pickled herring. It's what is it? What comes in the canisters with mustard? Sardines. Thank you.
Or the tomato sauce. Yum. Yeah.
I say tomato.
Whatever. Yeah, congratulations on your elk. I know you put a lot of work into that, and.
Yeah, it was a long hunt. It was a hard hunt. I was pleased, and I will always call it the redemption bow because I got a chance to go after it and finish it. I did something that I probably wouldn't have done in the future, which was a whole front-on shot, but I was able to at least bring them in.
For you and I, as my son pointed out, these last tags that we have, may very well be the last ones we ever get.
I'm well aware of that. If I have to wait 9 more years, I'll be in the decades that I don't even want to think about. Where's my wheeler? Where's my walker? Get me out of the woods.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Anything to add on your behalf? How can we support your political career?
If you want to support my political career, check me out at henry4az.com. That's henry4az.com. There's a volunteer registration page. There's a donation contribution page, all located right there on the website. So, it's about time that we get representatives inside office that know how to think ahead instead of reacting to the 50-meter fires that are distracting us today.
I love you.
Tell you what, you're going into one of the fun houses if you get elected to the House of Representatives for the state of Arizona.
Oh yeah,
that's why I developed the campaign motto. It's time for proactive conservatism over reactionary politics.
Thank you. Very good.
That equates to lock, load, pull the string. Bam, bam, bam. All righty, hey, I want to thank everybody for listening. Next week we're going to have some special guests, some trappers, and maybe I think Arizona's premier predator caller, Eddie Murdoch.
Oh, awesome.
Nice. I'm Don McDowell.
John Colazar.
Justin Henry.
Take your kids fishing, hug your bass boats, and you know what? Salute a soldier. We're out of here.